Well, I just couldn't believe the amazing things I was finding under those clotheslines. Well, welcome to Finding America. It is really nice to see you here. Now, I'm pretty excited. I wanted to give you some news real quick, and it's about a new partner with Finding America, a company called Flagshirt. Now, Flagshirt is based in Sunrise, Florida, and it's a company that specializes in everything patriotic and flag-related, clothing, apparel, and a whole lot more. Well, one of the things I really liked about Flagshirt was not only were they an American company, but they were concerned about offering made in USA items as well. And they have a big section on their website devoted to made in USA items. And you can check out their website using the link I've provided down in the video description below. Well, I just knew that Flagshirt was going to be a great fit with Finding America because their company, as well as this audience, are full of American patriots. And they also were kind enough to accept the FAUSA code at checkout as well. And when you use the FAUSA code, you'll save 10% off your entire order. I hope you'll go check out and support this great American company. And anytime you make a purchase, you'll also be helping to support Finding America. Well, last Friday, I was out busy running errands, but by the time I got done, I realized I still had an hour before I had to be home. And I thought to myself, what better way to kill an hour than do some metal detecting? Now, the previous weekend, I'd done really well around an old clothesline. And I knew of another one that just happened to be pretty nearby. And I wanted to go to it and see what I could find there. Well, even though I only had an hour, it was definitely an hour well spent. Well, I thought I'd give you a look at where I am hunting. It's a house that was built in the 40s, and it's a neighborhood that I have permission to several houses in. Now, this is a place where Chris and I have hunted quite a bit, but I hadn't brought the Manticore out to this place either. Chris found a beautiful eagle button Civil War era right under this clothesline, and I think I got a bullet out here, quite a few mercury dimes, and a couple of buffalo nickels too. So, but this was an area that the battle raged across, and so we do find things occasionally that are battle related. And this is my first good target. I dug up 3 big pieces of iron, and then I got this 49 signal. It's pretty deep, about 7 inches. And check this out. Yeah, I got a green edge to something round. So, grabbed the camera, and I thought I'd start my day off, hopefully with something interesting. Oh, looks like it might be a flat button. Isn't that something? Wow. I was hoping for an Indian, but I don't know. That's odd. That is very odd. Very cool, though. I think it is a flat button. Let me get it cleaned off a little bit and I'll be right back, but I think you can see where the broken shank was. And definitely could be something Civil War related. So very cool. And yeah, I'll be right back. Well, it appears to be plain on this side. It's a little smaller than a nickel, maybe a nickel sized. But this side it does have a wreath that goes around the bottom. And it does have a word at the top, but it is quite worn. A little trouble making it out. I'll have to see if I can decipher it later when I get it home. But because it has something on the back, it's going to fall in the 1810 to 1840s range. General rule of thumb is if it's plain on the back, it's 1790 to 1810s and 1810 to 1840 when it has a back mark. So that's awesome. I will definitely take that. And yeah, I'm going to poke around a little bit more. It is definitely a scorcher today. We're supposed to hit 90, 92 up here. I just went past the clothesline pole and I got a 30 signal, 30-31, and dug down, and I'll be darned if I don't have another one. That is insane. Alright, this one's smaller and thinner than the other one. A little bit concave on the back. Probably another plain one. That's crazy. Wow, 2 flat buttons in a row. Gotta like that. It's just not something we find very often in this neighborhood, but I will definitely take it. I think I may have found 1 or 2 in the past, and they could be Civil War related, or it could be, you know, there was a large farm here pre-Civil War, and this could have been dropped when they were working on the crops. Well, right there is that clothesline. I finished doing a row all the way down. I was working my way back up on my second row. Got a 41 signal. Said it was still in the hole, and I kind of scratched around with my hand. And look at that. I just can't get over it. It looks right there. Look at that. Is that another flat button? That's crazy. I think so. This is, yeah, there's a shank right there. Wow, that one's approaching quarter sized. Wow, let me get this cleaned off a little bit. See what's on this one, but that's 3 right in this very small area. I definitely love it. Wow, 3 flat buttons so far. Small, medium, and large. So I gotta find that extra large one with the GW and the Eagles and all that good stuff, so. But I will definitely take this one. It's hard to tell if it has anything on the back. I'll have to get it cleaned up a little bit more when I get home, but really awesome and very, very old finds. We're talking 200 years old. Well, I got that last flat button nearby, and got a 61 signal, and I dug down and I got this. I thought it was some type of a hanger. It's definitely old, definitely has that old green patina. So could be some type of improvised equipment hanger or hook, something like that, but definitely old, and just thought I'd share that one with you. Well, I got a sharp little 30 signal. Started digging my plug. Something popped out right away. I think I've got some kind of utensil, maybe a knife. Nope, fork. Well, it looks to be another vintage one. That's pretty cool. Boy, this is like 3rd week in a row I've gotten some type of vintage 50s, 60s utensil. So, very cool. Happy to have that one. And yeah, let's see what's next. Well, what do you know? I got another one. This one was giving me a 35, and it looks like I got the extra small size. I am definitely covering the gamut here. Look at how tiny that one is. That is pretty awesome. You see where the shank broke off? Wow. That might be like a petticoat or a corset, vest button. Some type of small tiny button, but very cool, early 1800s, and oh, I'm going to enjoy coming here when this ground is one day wet and soft. It has just been brutal for months now, and I'm still finding things in this rock hard dirt, so really looking forward to when we get a good storm. Well, the next morning I was raring to get back out there and do some metal detecting, and I knew exactly where I was going to go. I'd done so well in last week's episode at that 100-year-old house around that old clothesline that I wanted to pick up right where I left off. I figure, why mess with success? I have to tell you, I had a lot of success back over there. Matter of fact, this was one time I didn't mind getting clotheslined. I had an absolutely awesome morning. Well, I decided to come back here and try a different clothesline. And I'm on the other side of the yard. Now, last time I left off, I was right next to that clothesline and I got that World War I quartermaster collar disc. And the old 1946 silver plate knife from Oak Cadillac was up here. So I thought I'd come work this area a little bit. And I got a really pretty faint signal, about 8-9 inches down. Just giving me a 30. But it was repeatable, so I went for it, and it was way under this root. And I finally popped it out, and it's right there in the dirt clod. So, don't know what it is, but it looked interesting. Oh, it is interesting. That's kind of cool. Wow, that's old. It's an old bottle with a vial opening. Yeah, see that? That's a cap. I thought it was going to be like a toy car wheel or something, but that is pretty cool. That is really old too. Probably 20s, 30s. The house was built in the early 20s. So it's right at 100 years old right now. So I think it was built right around 24. And yeah, that definitely goes back to that time period, I'd say. So very cool. And yeah, that was very impressive. That was a great get. Well, it was a pretty cool little find. It was giving me an 85, 86, real banger. I actually thought it was like some kind of recent drop, so I cut a real shallow plug and said it was in the hole, and it wasn't a recent drop. Something's been there in a while. But check this out. Yeah, a cylinder to an old cap gun. Very cool. Definitely like finding that. I found a lot of Tootsie toys in this area, all kinds of little toys. So kids were definitely playing on this part of the yard, and I am definitely happy to find that. It takes me back to my favorite old cap gun days. Got a 55. So that was pretty deep. Well, I wouldn't call it deep, but 6 inches. Probably felt like it was deep because I had to go under and over so many roots. And I really was hoping for a Tootsie car. It was kind of in that range of VDI. But now I got something else, and I'm pretty sure I know what this is. And it popped out. I'm pretty sure this is going to be a printing plate. Yeah, you see these lines right here? Dead giveaway. Yep, so hopefully, now I found some of these that were never used. I never even put anything on them. Hopefully this one does. Yep, this one's going to have some kind of print. Good portion of a sentence maybe. Very cool. I will definitely clean that up later. And yeah, I hold these up into like a bathroom mirror. And it helps to read them. So very cool. I love finding these, and it'll be interesting to see what it says. Well, I've been working my way back to the clothesline here, and I think about right there was where I got that collar disc, World War I, last weekend. And right over here, I got the same number, about a 43, and I cut the plug, and it was a nice signal. It was a real sharp, but yeah, I mean, it picked it up easy. Now, I will say, I pulled this out a couple inches. As soon as I saw what it was, I stuck it right back where it was. So I wanted you to see how it was situated and how impressive it was that I was able to get this thing. Look at this. It is sticking straight up and down in the ground. And check this out. It is a very old pocket knife. Look at that in the open position. Stuck in the ground. And it must have been hitting on this up here. So, but it is in beautiful condition. Man, look at the blade. That is amazing. Maybe because it was standing straight up and down, the water didn't collect on top of it or something. I don't know. It's definitely old. And might even be real wood scales on the side here. So isn't that cool? The little pen knife. That is amazing. What a great pickup. I mean, yeah, I can see why I missed that in the past. This thing just separates amazingly. Just super fast response time. Yeah, really gets some cool finds. Well, we have yet another mystery solved this week, thanks to all of you watching last week. You might recall that massive piece of iron that I dug up in last week's episode. Well, luckily, both Greg Rainwater and I Firefight were watching the episode and were very quick to let me know that what I had found was an old iron tooth from either an old farm implement or a very early piece of construction equipment. So a huge thank you goes out to Greg Rainwater, I Firefight, and everyone else that helped make last week's mystery find this week's mystery solved. Well, I tell you what, I got a banging 90 signal. I started a row near where I got that World War I piece. Right there, there's a pole for the clothesline, and yeah, I don't know. It's pretty amazing. I see a kind of a big edge on a coin. I don't know. Oh my gosh, it's not a coin. Can you believe this? It's a I already know. It's a collar disc. Just get the heck out of here. Holy cow. Third one I found here. And I know it is. And look, it's an early style that has this. This is the piece that fastens it on. It threads onto a threaded post on the backside. Wow, I just can't believe it. This one was ringing up at 90. I was hoping $50. Let's flip it over. Another quartermaster. That is insane. Insane. This might be the best one I've dug. It's all there. That is crazy. Well, I tell you what, let me give it a quick brush and get a better look at it, but oh, I'm so stoked. Now, if I find another book Cadillac utensil, I'm going to freak out. I know what's crazy is that hole you're looking at, that's the one that I got the other collar disc from. I saw it up here and I flipped the plug over. And I knew it was in this area somewhere. And look where the other one was. It was right down here. And check this one out. It is in beautiful condition. Absolutely gorgeous. And it's another type 1. Has a very fine cross-checking in the background. That's going to be 1917 through World War I. They went with a sort of a diamond cross-checking, much larger cross-checking, starting in 1926 until I believe 1937. And but yeah, this is the very first type, and definitely my favorite. You can also tell it's got this early threaded post. Wow, that is incredible. That blew me away. I had no idea I was going to get another one. Well, this is a pretty cool one here. Signal was jumping all over the place. It just from 40 to 60, just all over the place. It was real strong one way, repeatable the other, not as strong. It was showing it was in the iron, but it just had enough of reach down to that conductive line on the screen. And I'm like, well, I still want to see it, even if it is just iron. I want to see what it is. So I cut the plug and immediately saw what it is, and it's pretty cool because I just found another pocket knife. How do you like that? That one's still got the little shield on it. It was in the open position too. This one did not survive as well. It was definitely lying just like this, and I think I got lucky with that other one being stuck straight in the ground. The water didn't get a chance to sit on it too long, so very cool. Another old pocket knife. Well, still working the clothesline area, and it seems they also like to work on the cars back here too. Got another car part. It's giving me a 20. Repeatable, pretty deep, but sketchy signal. It was mostly showing up iron, but I'm like, well, let's dig it up, and I can tell why it was reading iron. I can also tell it's a very old spark plug. Look at there. And the reason I can tell it's that old is the amount of rust built up on the rest of it. But yeah, that was definitely throwing the signal off. But still was good enough for me to want to see what it was. And looks like I have an AC Delco spark plug. Can't quite make out the part number, but hopefully I can get that and look it up and see what kind of vehicle this spark plug fit. Might even be a lawnmower, motorcycle, car, truck. It's fun to look up the numbers and see what they were working on way back then. Well, a little winded after this one. About 10 inches down. It was giving me a 70, high 70s, mid 80s signal. Depth meter was definitely almost buried, but I finally think I got it out here, and I just wanted to grab the camera in case of something. I don't have no idea. Huh, some kind of a cap. Isn't that cool? Ooh, hopefully it's got something good on it. Ooh, it definitely has some kind of logo. Man, that is old. Old. Well, let me get it brushed off real quick, and we'll see if we can read this thing. But that was worth the effort. Definitely early 1900s. Wow, so cool. Well, check that out. That is definitely an oldie. It says C and Company. Not sure what that is. I've not seen this logo before. And it is just awesome. A little bit heavy duty. It's not like a cap to a condiment or even makeup. I don't know what this is. I will have to see if I can get some results with Google Lens or a little bit of research on logos. But that is definitely old. I would definitely put it around 1900 to 1910, somewhere in there. Just very happy to have that one. Definitely like it. Well, I think I know what I have in the hole here. I just got a peek at it and I said, oh, grab the camera. I was getting like a 79-80 signal. Nice solid signal, about 5-6 inches down. Said it was still in the hole. I started just wiping away the dirt, going down little by little, and I got down to it, and I think I've got an old buckle. Now, it reminds me of, and this could just be my brain on World War I right now, but it reminds me of a web belt buckle for a web belt. And so let's pull this out. Oh yeah, look at, man. Usually I find pieces of these. Look at this. Heck yeah, definitely a web belt buckle. should have something on this part of the buckle, patent date or something possibly. But look at there, I found one of these a year ago, and now I have another one. It's got a nice patina on it, and yeah, that's most likely World War I era. They used these up into World War II, but I think they changed designs. I'll have to look into it a little bit more. But I would definitely kind of put it in the same range as the Quartermaster collar discs I've been finding, and yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? I mean, you just gotta love a clothesline that had uniforms on it back in the day. And look at all the things they lost. That's awesome, really awesome. Well, this one was giving me a decent 47 signal, and it popped right out once I stuck the digger in. Now, I wiped it off, but I kind of put it back where it was, just so you can see. And pretty cool, little old vintage writing pen. And this goes along with the history of the house too, because the owner, his parents owned the printing shop downtown many years ago, 40s, 50s. And yeah, and I kind of forgot about that when I dug up that printing plate that I just did, because I have found printing plates out here, and it was just things that they lost, I guess, dropping out of their pockets when they came home from work and headed out to the garden. So pretty cool, and I love it when the finds tie in with the history that I know about the house. Well, this is kind of interesting. I got a huge signal right here, and I dug down, and look at this. That's an old clothesline post that was under the ground here. And yeah, that explains a lot why I'm finding so much all the way down the hillside in this backyard, because there's the current one right there. There's an extra one right there. And I think they must have just had rows and rows of clotheslines back here. And yeah, I'm starting to wonder if someone wasn't doing the laundry for the whole squadron. As many quartermaster pieces I'm finding out here. So pretty cool. And you know, I just got the cuff link there, and that web belt there, and the quartermaster piece up there, and so I'm continuing to find stuff as I go down. And yeah, that explains a lot right there. Well, this one was giving me a 75 and a 76, and I was like, oh, that'd be nice if it was a little silver dime maybe. I dug down and I saw something round slide out, and I thought, a nickel, that's weird. And then when I looked closer, I'm like, I'm not sure what I have now. It's got some kind of a chain attached to it. Hopefully you can see. It's right here. Huh. Well, give it a rub and we'll find out, I guess. Oh, you know what? This is the first time I've ever found one of these intact. Yeah, it's like a penny charm pendant. Yeah, check it out. I have never found one of these intact before. Kind of found remnants of it. I think there's a penny in there, but let me clean it up and see. I think you would put your coin in with maybe your birth date or a date that meant something to you. And there's the manufacturer's mark on the back. So let me get it cleaned up. It looks like a Lincoln. You can see the outline. So I'll get it cleaned up. We'll see what date it is, and I'll be right back. Okay, this actually turned out to be an incredible find. As you can see, it's a wheat penny, and it's dated 1944. Now, there was some writing on the backside, and that, I mean, this alone right here makes my day. But what it says on the back is even cooler. just makes this such a neat piece. It's an advertising piece. Try to get you in on this. This is a tough one. But it says, "Cent never spent to repair a Zippo lighter." That is so awesome. A cent never spent to repair a Zippo lighter. And of course, this was a cent. And obviously that Zippo lighter that they bought was back in 1944. How cool is that? Ah, that is just an amazing find. I've never found that before. I've never seen one of these before. I'm sure they're out there. I just hadn't seen one. And I love advertising pieces. And this one takes the cake. I'll tell you what, I've been having such a blast taking that new Manticore back to my old spots. And I couldn't believe what I was finding at this one. And I'm definitely going to be back out there as soon as possible. And it's kind of funny because when I was there, I looked across the street and there was another great old permission that I have as well. And I'm going to have to try that one too, I think. Now, please stick around to the very end of this video because I have a link there that's going to take you to another awesome Finding America episode. Matter of fact, it's another one from this very yard that I had a couple years ago. And it was called A Big Day on the Big Lawn. And it was definitely a big day. Well, I really hope you enjoyed watching this episode. And remember, it's history that makes a find a treasure. And I can't wait to see you back here next week on Finding America.